All right, everybody. It's going to be the last few pages of...
Silent mode.
Shut up, voiceover. Okay, no. That should be the name of the, game show, though. Shut up, voiceover! Starring voiceover. La la la. Voiceover is basically like Siri, except that you need it when you're blind or visually impaired, for those of you who can see. So it's you can't even shut it off, and sometimes it just goes off at the most inconvenient times. It's just speech on, speech, because it reads to you what's on the screen. It's a text reader. It's a screen reader, but Anyway, so it's if you're too lazy to want to open your eyes, yeah, it's in your settings, guys, if you ever want to explore that. Go to accessibility settings and voiceovers right there. Anyway, we're on Thursday, December 31st with Sophie, Olivia, and the gang. And things are getting I feel like things are getting hot and stuff with Sophie and Wes. I think that they're supposed to be together. I mean, if they don't get together at the end of this book, I'm going to throw this book across the room. I did not spend all this time reading through these long-ass chapters for them not to, kiss or something at the end. If he doesn't, if they don't fly into space together at the end, I'm going to be really upset. Okay. Thursday, December 31st. Blind date number 10. Nana's pick. As bad as Nana is at keeping secrets, it's impressive how tight-lipped she is about today's date. Olivia has pestered her so much that Nana sent her to the store for supplies just to get a break from her. Charlie and Wes got here about an hour ago. Got there about an hour after we did. We're only open until noon on New Year's Eve. And as expected, the shop is a ghost town. The only thing people buy on New Year's Eve, is food, alcohol, and fireworks, not plants. So here we sit, watching the clock. It's too quiet in here, Charlie says. I'm gonna see if Randy and Chase are playing cards in the back greenhouse. And now Wes and I are all alone. Oh. Charlie is right. It is way too quiet in here. Yeah, now you think so. Wes is parked in a chair close to the break room door, while I'm sitting on the stool near the register. I pull out my phone just to give myself something to do. Last night is still too fresh, and I don't want to read too much into that dance. Now that it's just the two of us, I have no idea what to say to him. Who do you think Nana picked for you tonight? He asks. I shrug and look down at the floor. It's too hard to maintain eye contact with him and not blurt out every thought swishing through my brain. No idea. I wish it was me, he says quietly, and my head shoots up. You do? I ask. He gets up from the chair and moves slowly toward me. I wish all the dates had been mine. Then he laughs. Okay, maybe not the drive-in porn. Or the nativity thing. But you know what I mean. I'm going to melt right off this stool. I let out a nervous laugh. I wish they were with you too. His hands land on the counter behind mine. Holy shit! One on each side, effectively boxing me in. I fight the urge to touch him. I always wish I were the first person to give you a goodnight kiss, he says. But Kiss Cam Boy beat me to it. I shake my head. Not really. What do you mean? I was there, and I saw the picture Olivia posted, I smile. I turn my head. You couldn't tell from the angle of the picture. The angle of the picture. His eyes light up. Not even when you were with Griffin? I roll my eyes. Not even close. Well, this is unexpected. And then his brow creases. But there's still one more to go. I can tell Nana I don't want to go, and he's shaking his head. No, don't do that. Nana would be bummed if you didn't go on her date. I nod. There's no way I can disappoint Nana. I'm glad he gets that. But I'll wait for you to get home. And after this last date, it'll be my turn. Hell yeah. I bite my bottom lip so I don't say something stupid like, yes, please. The front door chimes, and Wes pushes away from me. It's Mr. Crawford, carrying that ugly gnome Olivia talked him into buying a few days ago. He puts it on the counter. This thing won't quit staring at me. Every time I go outside, his little beady eyes follow me around the garden, and it scares away all the birds. I hear Wes laughing behind me. I don't dare turn around or I'll lose the straight face I'm working so hard to keep. I understand, Mr. Crawford, I say. Would you like to exchange it for something else? As I help Mr. Crawford pick out a statue, Chase calls for Wes to help with a delivery. Business picks up a little after that. And finally, Olivia and I are flipping the close sign and locking the front door. Before we leave, I look for Wes one last time, but I haven't seen him since he disappeared with Chase. I square my shoulders as we head toward the car. One more date to go. Margot. Anna is officially off the vent and breathing beautifully, all on her own. I let out a loud gasp. Nana and Olivia turn to look at me. What's wrong? Nana says, concern all over her face. I open my mouth to answer, but Olivia throws up her hand. Wait, make her tell you what the clue means first. Olivia, really? Is it bad? She asks me. I shake my head. No, not at all. Anna's off the vent. Olivia and Nana both squeal. Nana says, this calls for a special treat. And then she's pulling bowls out. She's pulling bowls and mixers and sugar and flour and other things I can't identify. She's pulling out bowls. I can't identify. She slips a bright red apron over her clothes that reads, Caution, hot. Nana gets to baking, and I get back to texting. Oh, and I get back to the text from Margot. Me. This is wonderful news. So will you get to take her home soon? Margot. Maybe as early as tomorrow if she keeps doing this well. I can't believe 1 minute. In 1 minute, she's got all these machines hooked. 1 minute, she's got all these machines hooked up to her, and then the next will be ready to leave. But they tell me this is more normal than I know. Me. I know you're ready to get out of there. Margot. Yes! And how about you? Ready for the last date? Me. I guess. I have no idea what we're doing or who it is or what. So it's kind of hard to get excited. Margot. Any chance Nana picked Wes? Me. No, we talked about it. But he said he'd be waiting up for me when I got home. Margot. Okay, my heart melted a little. Me. I thought the same thing. I just have to get through tonight. And then I guess we'll see where it goes. Margot. Text me when you figure out where you're going tonight. There's a separate side bet on what this date is. Brad put $20 on dinner at the steakhouse. Me. Are y'all on that dumb group? Group text too? And I know y'all are old and have a kid now, but who eats dinner at 2 p.m.? Margot. He's obsessed with the group message. And I said the same thing about dinner. I Googled things happening in Shreveport today. So my money is on this interactive art exhibit at Art Space. You know how much Nana loves that place? That actually makes sense. Nana does love that place. Me. Well, then I should be home early. Margot. Have fun and send pics. Nana is still busy at the counter whipping up something delicious, so I motion for Olivia to follow me into the family room. What? She asks. I open the internet browser on my phone and search for the event Margot mentioned. When it pops up, I show it to Olivia. This has to be it, right? I ask. She reads the screen and squints. I guess it could, but how boring is that? I'm expecting more out of her than that. I glance at the clock on the top of the screen. Well, we'll know soon enough. My date will be here in an hour. 45 minutes later. I'm brushing mascara over my top lashes, trying to psych myself up for the date. I've been listening to the steady thump of Wes's basketball next door, and any lingering thought that he was in on some grand surprise has disappeared. He's in shorts, but no shirt, and seems to be taking his frustrations out on that poor orange ball. And I may have verified his shirtlessness several times, just to make sure. Olivia sprints into the bathroom, barely making the turn into the doorway and hitting the door with a loud thump. I figured it out, she screams. My eyes get big. What? Where am I going? She pauses dramatically. You're going to Dallas. I side-eye her. Texas? She nods and then holds up her phone, showing me a picture of the clue Nana left on the board. I read it again. Dear Sophie, a treasure to be sure. Let me just say I've enjoyed your stay. Like your mother, you are a sweet soul. And there's one more date until you're done, so be ready by 2 p.m. How do you get Dallas out of that? I ask. Look at the first letter of each sentence, she answers. So I do, and sure enough, D-A-L-L-A-S. What's in Dallas? I'm trying not to panic. Dallas is 3 hours from here. Presumably, presumably, we'll drive home tonight, because there's no way I'm staying in Texas with someone I don't know. I tried Googling it, but since it's New Year's Eve, there are 1,000 things going on. But this has to be it. She looks at her phone once more. 5 minutes. Let's go see what it is. I follow her downstairs. My hands are sweating. What if this guy's a creep and she stuck me on the road with him? I'm going to have to refuse to go, even if it hurts Nana's feelings. There's no way I could do this. She's asking too much. As expected, my entire family is here, even the evil Joes. Olivia and I have to push our way through the crowd to get to the front door, where Nana's sitting in a nearby chair, as regal as Queen Elizabeth, sitting on her throne. We're all staring at the door, waiting. There's a car pulling up outside. My cousin Mary screams. There's a mad rush to the window. Outside, Wes has stopped dribbling and is holding the ball against his hip. The car is a huge limo-size SUV with tinted windows, and it seems to be idling at the curb. This is painful. Is he getting out? Jake asks. Nice ride, Graham says. Nana coughs loudly behind us. It seems it's time for the date to start, she says. Everyone turns from the window. Nana looks right at me and says, Come here, Sophia. I'm a little worried that she's used my full name, but I move closer to her. When you showed up on my doorstep in tears more than a week ago, it broke my heart, and I wanted to do anything I could to fix it. You've been a good sport through all these dates, even the ones that weren't very good. She looked over my left shoulder and gave Aunt Patrice the look. I nod along. Where is she going with this? Thank you for going along with all of this. That beautiful smile is back, and that's all I wanted. I lean forward and hug her. As bizarre as this experience has been, I do feel good. I feel happy. And reconnecting with my family was worth any heartache from my breakup with Griffin. Nana has a white envelope, and she pulls out what looks like several tickets. Tonight's date is something I hope you'll like. It won't be just you and your date. I thought it would be more fun if you had some company. She looks past me. If you are between the ages of 17 and 19, please step forward. The crowd murmurs, and everyone starts shuffling around. Within a few minutes, Charlie, Olivia, Graham, and the evil Joes are standing next to me. Nana starts passing out tickets to everyone standing in line except me. Olivia takes one, looking at them, and shrieks, No way! I look over her shoulder. No way. Nana has scored us tickets to Deep Ellum's, Deep E-L-L-U-M, Deep Ellum, Deep Ellum's New Year's Eve Music Festival. Cool. The lineup of bands and musicians is to die for. Each of you has 2 tickets, and you're welcome to invite someone to go with you. She's still holding 4 tickets in her hand. I'm assuming Two of those are for me and whoever she picked to go with me, but I'm not sure what she's going to do with the other two. How'd you score tickets for this, Mom? Uncle Michael asks. How'd you even know this existed? Jake asks. And why can't we go? This nice gentleman I met while I was visiting Gigi got me these tickets because his company is one of the sponsors. The poor thing is in town to visit his mother, and she's just not doing very well. When I told him all about Sophie, he offered to hook me up. Flying, you boys. Oh, sorry. Plus, you boys already have big plans. I've heard you talking nonstop about it the last 3 days. I nodded toward the front door. Is my date ever going to come in? Nana cocks her head to the side. There is someone out there, but he's not your date. That's Randy from the shop. He's driving you all to Dallas. He's going to go visit his brother at the concert, and then he'll drive you home. Did you know he works as a chauffeur on nights and weekends? She asks excitedly. I shake my head. So where's my date? I ask. We've already chosen your last 9 dates. But tonight is different. She hands me 4 tickets. Tonight is your choice. 2 of these tickets are for you and your date, and the other 2 are for the other couple already in the car. Have a wonderful time. For a moment, I can't catch my breath. Then I throw myself in her arms, hug her hard, and dash out of the front door. Wes is still in the driveway, staring at the car on the curb. He turns in my direction when he hears my footsteps. He dribbles the ball. What's going on? What's going on? I hold up the ticket. Nana got tickets to a music festival in Dallas, and I get to pick my date. I draw in a breath, suddenly feeling heat prickle all over my body despite the chilly air. I look him in the eye and finally say what I've been wanting to for all these days. And I pick you. I hope you say yes. Wes's eyes move. Wes's eyes move over me, and a slow grin spreads across his face. Yes. He pulls me in close, his hands on my waist. Do I have to wait until the end of the date to kiss you? He asks, because I've been waiting a really long time to do that. I close the distance. Before he can say another word, my lips land on his, and my arms wrap around his neck. It doesn't take him long to catch up. His hands push my hair back as I melt into him. Sophie, your grandmother is seeing this, Jake yells from the front porch. I pull slightly away from Wes, then hide my face against his neck. They're all watching us right now, aren't they? Yep. I push him. Go get dressed. We have places to be. He starts to walk away, but then pulls me back in and kisses me quickly on the lips. I'll be back in 5 minutes. Randy opens the back door for us, and Addie and Danny yell, "Surprise!" I throw myself in the car and give her a big hug. So this is why you haven't returned my calls all day? She laughs. I knew if I talked to you, you would spill everything. Radio silence was the only way. Was the only way to go. I hand her the tickets, and Wes and I crawl into the back seat. He took a shower in record time, and now we're on the way to pick up everyone's +1. Well, everyone but the Evil Joe states. They accepted the tickets from Nana, but opted to drive themselves in case they wanted to come home early. Whatever. Charlie keeps turning around in the middle row seat and looking at us with a confused expression. He finally faces Olivia and points back at us. Did you know about this? She lifts her eyebrows. Not as soon as I should have. I'm a little nervous. This is Wes, who I've known my whole life, but this is also new. Wes. Links his hand with mine and tilts his head close. We have lots to talk about, Soph. Good thing we have a couple of hours before we get there. He smiles. Freshman year, October. The haunted corn maze, he says. I nod. I have no idea where he's going with this. Yeah? Do you remember that night? He asks. I blink. Kind of. He gives me a small smile. I'd been there that week before, and there was like this hidden space I found. I told you to take the first 3 right turns. I remember, and I thought you were telling me a shortcut, but then I got lost, and I thought I was going to die in the maze. Were you waiting for me? Wes nods. For like over an hour. I was gonna make my move, but then you never showed. And so by the time I finally gave up, and you and Charlie were getting popcorn from the concession. My eyes get big. I had no idea. I thought you liked Olivia. And I thought you didn't like me. That night at the corn maze wasn't the first time I tried to tell you I liked you. It just never worked out the way I planned. I really had no idea. He paused. I know that now, but I was just a dumb 14-year-old who had no idea how to tell you I liked you. And then I tried to make it work with Olivia, but we all know that was we all know what a disaster that turned out to be. I bite my lip and glance at Olivia. But she's in a deep conversation with Drew. We both liked you, but she swore she liked you more. So I stepped back for her. He tilts his head forward until his forehead is resting against mine. So we were both dumb 14-year-olds. It seems like we were. One last confession, he says in a whisper. My favorite cookies are those key lime pie ones you made with Nana. And I was the one who wrote you that love letter when we were in middle school. That was you? I shout. Charlie and Olivia turn around. What was him? Charlie asks. The love letter, I answer. The one I thought was from Ben down the street? Oh, man, you've had more bad... Oh, man, you've had it bad a long time, Charlie says in a pitying voice. Wes looked at me. I have. Wes and I spend the entire trip tucked into the back seat, catching up on every little thing we've missed over the last couple of years. When we arrive at Dallas, this is already the best date I've ever had. The music festival is held in a huge warehouse downtown, and there are 6 bands slated to perform up until midnight. We dance and sing along and eat and talk, and I never want this night to end. We see the Evil Joes throughout the night, and we all really try to get them to hang out with us, but I don't think we'll be the Fab Six anytime soon. I can't help but notice Aiden and Mary Jo are back together. I hope this time it works out for them. We're all sitting at one of the tables, hot and a little tired. Randy is supposed to pick us up right after midnight, and the clock is winding down. When a slow song starts, Wes pulls me to my feet. We sway to the music, his hands running up and down my back. The lead singer stops, and the singing stops singing and starts the countdown. With each number he yells, Wes rains kisses across my neck and cheeks. When the singer gets to 1, Wes's lips fall on mine. It's soft and sweet at first, but it deepens as people shout Happy New Year. All around us, the band starts playing another slow song, and Wes pulls me in close. So, what's your New Year's resolution? He asks. I tighten my arms around him. No more blind dates.